they most of them are in the are the tests. And for example, we have the problem when our students must answer the question, not mark A, B, C, D.
Right.
So I think it's worse.
So the final exam, is that how it's filled out, A, B, C, D?
The final exams in percents, and you know, for in the past we have marks.
Right.
Right now we have percents, and you know, to pass the final exams, it's enough to get only 30%. For example, in our school, when students want to have a good mark, the lower of them is dopuszczające. In law of our school, he should get 50% to have a positive mark, and in final exams. And they only must have 30%. So it's
it's written tests, and there are 2 oral exams of Polish and English. So all the other subjects are written. Obligatory Polish is written, obligatory maths is written, then subject of your choice, up to 3 subjects, I think. Is it 3 or 5?
3 subjects in writing: obligatory Polish, mathematics, and foreign language. In 99% in our school it's English. And 2 oral exams, Polish and foreign language.
So they actually do, you actually have to have an oral exam.
But it is for foreign languages, it is structured. It's 4 tasks, and it's not much to do with your creativity. It's rather just doing the tasks. Polish has changed again, so I don't even know it.
So to pass the exam, student need only 30%. It's like nothing.
Right. So when you see this kind of increase in PISA scores coming up in Poland, it would look like that things are getting better.
No.
So you're saying
statistics, yes.
By statistics, by the numbers would say things are getting better.
Statistically, it's better, but in real life, it's much worse.
And when you pre-1989, before the fall of communism, was the literacy rate as high as it is now?
Literacy to jest alfabecie, nie alfabecie, czy był...
I don't think that we had such a problem in Poland, but you know, my point of view is the point of view of Warsaw.
This is an answer about
illiteracy.
Right.
No, I think we hadn't illiteracy in Poland. We didn't have
well-educated people. Yes, so the other extreme, or what was the question?
No, the literacy rate, the amount of kids that went to school. It's probably, well, it was obligatory then.
It is still obligatory. Do którego? Do 16 roku jest obowiązek szkoły? Until you're 16, you're obliged to go to school anyway. Doesn't matter what school, but you have to be in the system.
In Poland, you have to go until 16.
Yes, you're forced to be. It's called obowiązek szkolny, so it's duty.
And after 16, you can go to work if you wanted.
Basically, yes.
So you could drop out, essentially.
Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense to come to secondary school like this, because this is called liceum ogólnokształcące, which in name suggests that your qualifications are general. You're not qualified towards a certain job. So 2 years of secondary school doesn't give you anything really.
Right.
Until these schools means that you have to finish certain stage of education. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
So if a student doesn't want to finish school, then what would their options be? They'd be pretty limited, right?
No options. You don't finish school, so you don't. If you finish your gymnasium, you start your secondary school. You finish 2 years of secondary school. You can't exchange it for anything.
But most kids from gymnasium are going to go to the next level, is that right?
Yeah.
They have no choice here, really.
in the,
Either, I
In our
it's
school,
somewhat
yes.
technical, yeah.
not in this school, but in the Polish system, do you have a lot of dropout rate?
No, I don't think so.
It's
Uh-huh.
usually once they started one school, they would follow to the next. And I would say quite high level of them would still try to get to studies, which is easier these days because even smallest town in Poland would have a certain kind of university.
Yeah.
Or at least a branch of university of private high school or something like that.
Why do you think, though, that there seems to be kind of a seriousness for education here in Poland? Maybe I'm wrong.
Seriousness? What do you
Yeah,
mean by
like
that?
people take education seriously. It's important. Maybe that's my colleague with Time Magazine. She thought the same thing, and I'm trying to figure out because I don't get that gist in a lot of countries.
You mean as opposed to countries where people don't necessarily go to higher education,
Yeah.
they just go straight to work, yeah?
Or just like I wouldn't say Mexico is a country that takes education seriously.
So they would get as far as secondary school, and that's basically it. Some of them would study.
If that,
And in Poland, most of us go to study and try to get higher degree.
that's right. And I'm trying to figure out, is that something that's culturally based? Is that something that,
I think it's also concerned with the with that problem that we have a lot of higher schools, not public.
private school?
Private
Yes,
university,
private
yeah.
universities.
Mhm.
And the second thing is that our population is much more decreases. So, for example, our students know very well that they will have a chance to study at the university.
Mhm. So it's easy. It's easier
It's
than it
easier.
used to be.
Because there's more university.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I came from, corner of Poland, this place had 2% of people with higher education when I was in my secondary school. Only 2% in the whole 150,000 people
Wow.
would have higher education with title in front. Now these days the rate's completely different. So it's easy, the access is much easier, and there's hope for getting a job. I suppose that's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be competitive. Now it's not enough to speak one foreign language. That's the reason for Spanish and some other languages.
Mm-hmm.
The expectation is you have at least 2 languages, you would have some extra qualifications, not just studies and something. Only 2 weeks ago my dad was telling me a story about library in a really small town in Poland. They were looking for a part-time job, and the demands were 2 foreign languages, higher education, and something like that.
To be a part-time
librarian.
librarian.
Part-time librarian.
Wow.